Welcome to Board Game Empire. Today we're going to do a review of Dinner in Paris. It's a great family 2 to 4 player game that lasts like 40 minutes. And so what you do is you just place terrace, restaurants, pretty much finish objectives, score points. And that's pretty much, you have 3 actions. So you just could build a building, place a terrace, collect resources to buy the buildings. And it's a simple to learn, but yet hard to master type of game. And there's many different strategies you could use. So first of all, we'll just do a review of the rules. So the rules, I would say, is 5 out of 5. It's easy to learn, easy to teach. So that's one positive for the game. And then there's also the component quality. The component quality, I would give it a 2 out of 5. The cards have a tendency to bend once shuffled, even for the first time. And it just kind of becomes frustrating throughout the game because it keeps falling. So you have to build 1 stack, you have to build 2 stacks, because if you stack them too high, they'll just constantly fall. Now the buildings, or restaurants, whatever you want to call them, they're quite nice. They're just plastic. And the actual game board, it's thick cardboard. That's a great component. And then also the player board, that is thick cardboard, which is really good. And it's great quality. But I just give it a 2 out of 5 because it's simple that you're pretty much using the cards more than anything. And for you to constantly keep just placing the deck back and because it keeps falling, that became a little frustrating over time. And that's just after shuffling 1 time. So I would suggest just not shuffling and just moving it back and forth, center, front, back, the cards. Otherwise, if you shuffle it, it's just going to have a bend, and then all of them are going to have a bend, and it's just going to pile too high and they'll fall. So I'll just give that suggestion. The experience, I would give it 4 out of 5. It's a great family game. Now, I'm just looking at it as just a family game, not the hardcore Euro gamer type. This is something that you play more with your like your kids, younger kids, more older audience that really just play board games, haven't hit the more like the mid games and stuff like that. This is more like like I said, a family style game, and it is a great. Love the design and everything. It looks beautiful on the table, and so people will, it'll be a game that's easy to get on the table, and so I'll give it 4 out of 5. And then pretty much the replayability, I would give it like a 4 out of 5. I mean, it is replayable, and there's each game's different. As our first game was different from the second, and there's different strategies that you could go about. It does need somewhat of an expansion to build on that, and so that's why I would say the mechanics, I would give it like a 3 out of 5, because it becomes kind of repetitive at a point, and pretty much once you figure out the game, you kind of build the same strategy, and there's little room for change or replayability at that point. But if they came out with expansion that kind of just made it a little different or added something, and it would help the replayability, also the mechanics component of it, because there are certain amount of cards, and the cards or the resources are all pretty much the same. So I would say that just needs a little bit of expansion for it. And then so I would give it the whole total, I would give it like a 3. And the reason I just give it a 3 is just because there's some elements of the game that's missing. I mean, it's a great game, and that's just my own opinion. That's not, there's people gonna love it and give it 5/5, and or 10/10, whatever score system you want. But for me, there's just a component that's missing, and also the frustration of the cards, which is the thing you handle the most in the game. Just keep falling. I mean, if I knew that shuffling would, do that, I would done it the other way, like I suggested. But we shuffled, and there's no going back to it. So now every time we play it, the cards just keep falling, and so you have to build multiple decks because if you stack them, they fall. So just simple things like that would score the game higher. Like if the cards were fine, I would score it like a 4/5. And if there's an expansion that brings more element to the game, of course I would try to score higher. But if it brought more strategy, more hardcore, strategic aspect to the game that makes it more difficult, and there's more things to do. But for right now, it's just a 3/5 because that's my own opinion, and I hope this review helps you. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And my social media description is down below. And I'll see you in the next video.